Walküre is usually the most popular for most people of the four ring operas. It's the best known because of the famous Ride of the Valkyries, which is possibly one of the most famous extracts of classical music. It's been used for numerous films and ads, probably most famously Apocalypse Now. I'm used to being in the pit and I start the brillium and you hear everybody sort of shuffle in their seats saying, oh, we know this bit, you know. But also the music is possibly the most lyrical, the most, if you like, what people would think of as operatic music of the whole ring cycle. And the characters are very sympathetic. We usually feel very strongly for Siegmund and Sieglinde as figures. Sieglinde oppressed by her brutal husband, Hunding. Siegmund lost, separated from his family, constantly trying to be the hero, getting it wrong in the view of the general world. And then the two of them finding one another. It's a wonderful story, and we know it's doomed from the start, but the music is spectacular. The compositional style is very similar to Rheingold, except there's less of the recitative that we meet in Rheingold when the gods are having a discussion. There's much more through composed melody and almost mini arias. In Rheingold, Wagner introduces us to a series of leitmotive. In Walküre, we're introduced to some new leitmotifs that are developments of leitmotifs we've seen in Rheingold. So in Walküre now we have the sword motif that we meet right at the end of Rheingold. Bum, 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 bum. And this is, it's all about the sword. The sword that Wotan has left for Siegmund to find. Siegmund takes the sword. He's supposed to win in the battle. It's all about the sword. So we hear that sword motif over and over again. We also hear the Valhalla motif, but usually quite muted this time. So we're aware of Wotan's presence, but he's not always on the stage. For example, we hear that motif in the horns a lot in Act 1 when Sieglinde talks about the person who came with the hat and the patch on his eye, who put the sword in the tree. Obviously, she's talking about Wotan. She doesn't know that. And we hear the leitmotif that tells us, aha, she's talking about Wotan. So we see how the elements of the story are just being layered one on top of the other.